I'm going to be doing a small presentation today, and I'm also going to play a piano concert. Well, I would just like to thank you all for being here today, because I know there was like a delay last week because of the snow. So thank you for being here and for supporting the cause. So why am I doing this piano concert? I'm actually doing this piano concert for TAG, which is the Trumbull Academically Gifted Program. And this year in TAG, everybody has to do a project that helps the Connecticut Food Bank, so we can raise money and help the problem of hunger. But why am I doing a piano concert? I'm doing a piano concert because I thought, well, it was a good idea to incorporate my skills with this project. And also, well, it saves me time. I would just like to say one thing about my piano playing. I'm happy that I did not start in my teenage years, or else it would look something like this. Okay, so to move on to a more serious matter, here's my presentation, hunger. Okay, so the hunger I'm going to talk to you about is a little bit different than other things. Like if you can see if somebody's like really cold, really hot, or like really poor. Like you can see that. But this kind of hunger, most of the time you can't see it. Most people like to hide it. In fact, you probably did not know that 1 in 5 children are in this kind of hunger. But what kind of hunger am I actually talking about? I am actually talking about food insecurity. Like here's like a little multiple question choice thing. What is food insecurity? Food insecurity is A, not being able to decide what to eat, B, not knowing when your next meal will be, or C, feeling insecure. So does anybody have any guesses? B. Anybody else? A. Anybody else? Okay. So the correct answer is actually B, not knowing when your next meal will be. As in, like, sometimes that just means you don't have enough nutrition in your meals. Sometimes that means you won't have meals for like 3 meals a day. And sometimes you might not have meals for a couple of days. But, and here's a video that could explain it better, or in another way. So in there, it talks about some numbers like how bad is food insecurity in America. But here is some information of how bad is food insecurity in Connecticut. Connecticut is actually the wealthiest state in the United States. So you think we shouldn't have that much of a food insecurity problem, right? But actually, there's about 1 in 7 people in Connecticut that are hungry. Also, 14% of households don't have enough money to buy food. And last of all, almost 100,000 children live in poverty. And that's just in Connecticut, and which is also the wealthiest state in the United States. Well, to talk more about food insecure children, here are some things that could happen to them. Like in the medical part, they could recover from illness slower and be hospitalized more often. Also, in school, they could have trouble concentrating, and sometimes they don't learn as fast as others. And also in the emotional part, they tend to be aggressive and they tend to be impatient. So I have an example. So pretend there is a boy. He's aggressive, so he gets into a fight with other boys. Because if he gets into a fight, he gets badly injured and goes to the hospital. He recovers slower than most children, and because of that, he also misses more days of school. But when he finally goes back to school, he has trouble concentrating and doesn't learn as fast as others. That's something that could happen, and it's also a really bad train wreck. And here are some numbers for food insecure children in Connecticut. Like, for example, in Middlesex, which is the green here, 5% of all the food insecure children come from there. In Fairfield, which is over here like the skin color, 36% come from Fairfield. In Litchfield, the brown over here, like 6% come from 6% of food insecure children come from there. And in New London, 10% of food insecure children come from there. In New Haven, 37%, and in Windham, 5%. But since we have talked this much about food insecurity, what about like food banks, which help solve food insecurity? Well, but number one, food banks need people like you to advocate for them, advocate, donate, and volunteer, because they cannot possibly run without people like you to do that for them. Also, what do food banks actually do? Number one, they're in charge of food pantries and soup kitchens. They distribute food to other places. And they get food directly to people in need. What I mean by that is I've actually been to a field trip to a food bank. And there are places like storehouses and places where the delivery trucks could go in and out. But there are also rooms where you could just sign in and get what you need, and there's a wide variety of food there. Well, onto the piano and food part. I was looking online for some pictures that could go with piano and food, that go with both. So here's what I got up. I kind of like this picture. I kind of not, because the moment my dad saw it, he was like, "This is your next Christmas present." I am 10. I am not interested in silverware. And this is my dad's next Christmas present to my mom, the Chopin, chopping board. Anyway, and this is the last picture. The thing I try to make up with this picture is that if you made me skip breakfast and lunch and come here to do this concert and presentation, I would not be able to do it. My point is you need a full belly to enjoy, play, and create music or any other kind of art. Because if you donate today, you will be helping people also enjoy more things around them. So, also, one last thing. A special thanks to the Trumbull Library for letting me have this concert here, the Connecticut Food Bank, who supported my concert, Mrs. Huffman, hi, who helped me with my project, and Mr. Benigno, who tuned the piano for free. So thank you and enjoy the concert.